Mm-hmm.
Good thing it's Friday.
I'm envious of you if it's Friday for you.
Dun, dun.
I'll definitely start slow. But
Dun, dun, dun,
Tuesday's gonna be great.
dun, dun. I'll probably have to move stuff. I mean, just move the camera in general.
Yeah, plus Hero Assault tomorrow at 7:30. Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
We've been started the whole stream, but I wanted to post it on the Facebooks.
Sure.
And it's posted.
I'm too nervous to do that now that I feel it.
Take a those.
Brian's hardcore like that.
Or just enough feelings to worry about.
Yeah. I used to be like that when I got fillings. And the dentist was like, yeah, we're going to do 6 fillings. And I'm like,
6? You.
Yeah. Because my aunt used to be my dentist. And so she was, her philosophy towards cavities is just, we'll watch them. Like, not in a prerogative way, but it's just kind of like, we don't need to drill, we don't need to fill any old little thing. Only once it starts reaching a certain level will it actually be. This dentist is apparently like, nope. You have like, one little thing, nope, we're drilling. Pay me $100.
All right. So, Investigation 3, The King Cometh, August 19th, 1929. So we can look at any newspaper before that.
All right.
In Investigation 3, The King Cometh, players will be using the requirement rule. Review this rule if needed. It is described in the detail investigation
You
pages.
said it was August 19th?
Yes, 1929.
So that's, wow, this is only
Like a few weeks
11 days since our last case.
Well, bad stuff has happened.
The requirement rules.
Yeah, but
they,
before
The cards,
it was,
We just need.
yeah, we need them to trigger certain things.
Yeah.
it was June.
Adam, you got.
I'm sure it did. It will forever
So
happen.
August 19th, 1929.
All right.
This one.
Listen, if
Investigation
Good.
complexity. Investigation 3 is lengthy and requires more legwork than the previous investigations.
good thing we have news.
Allow a greater number of location visits and do not rush to finish ahead of Armitage.
Yeah. Let's
The
not do that.
questions are more involved and scoring a little more stringent.
So what happens if we fail?
Armitage, nothing.
Thursday night.
Armitage wins. Armitage speculates, we will be required to visit We will be required to visit quite a number of places and talk to a number of people. How many I am unsure. Therefore, I will allow you the full 7 days.
Oh, shit.
Although it is highly unlikely that you or I need to visit 21 locations. So 21 locations. So you should try to finish up by day 7 evening. Best of luck. So that's the full tracker.
Is that on day 8?
Yes.
All right. The extra time.
Arkham, or in Arkham, Massachusetts, just FYI.
Of course.
The weather brings incessant rain. The pleasant sunshine of weeks ago, a distant memory. The gutters of old Arkham choke on the town's detritus. Washed with French Hill and gurgling... What? You don't like how my pronunciation?
I think you do great.
Washed from French Hill and gurgling towards the Miskatonic. You are again called upon your mentor, Professor Henry Armitage. His summons is tense. No, his summons... I'm not having a bad night.
Believe me.
His summons is terse, a simple, come at once. Given your last involvement with the old university librarian, you do not hang about. Armitage's office is lit by several green glass shaded lamps, and a fire burns low in the grate. Judging by the ash, it has been burning for the better part of the night. Armitage turns from the window. You came quickly. I thought you might. I have spent the night working out what I saw yesterday evening. At last, thanks to Alhazred, Al-Hazred, it's a person's name, I think. Okay. I think I may have a handle on it. He gestures absent-mindedly toward a heavy tube resting on a nearby lectern. I was just in case it comes up again, so it might be important. He rises in his chair and leans to water his flowers. Last night, I attended the theater to watch The King Cometh. So it's a play.
Okay.
However, what I had hoped would be a pleasant distraction turned out to be anything but. You've seen today's newspaper, I take it. The unusual rash of deaths is not, as our friends at the advertiser would have us believe, unconnected. They were all there last night at the play. The poor victims, God rest their souls. He strikes his head. Alright. The glare. He shakes his head as if trying to clear cobwebs. F-U-G-U-E. Fugue. Alright, a fugue clings to my mind. I have yet to understand everything fully, but the Al-Hazard confirmed my suspicions that the play was a veil, covering a sinister rite. He pauses to collect his thoughts. The actors were weaved a ritual into their performance. During the third act, the walls of our reality weakened. A ritual was conducted before our eyes on stage. Then a message came through from beyond. Aldebaran, most of the audience, myself included, were entranced by the act. It was all beyond our control, but those of the audience seated in the front row, I believe they caught the full force of an evil message. What was the message? I am not so sure as yet. The deaths reported in the paper are no coincidence. Of that I have no doubt. Garrison is out of action at present, laid low by a malady of the stomach. Alright, and the rest of the police are unfortunately short-sighted, though they do have information. Our enemies have a head start on us, but they cannot be allowed to finish whatever it is they started. It is down to us to find out what happened at the theater and the contents of that message, then meet up with me once again you have all the pieces.
There's 2 deaths, at least in the newspaper, plus a review of the play. So, let me check if there's anything else here.
So I guess we should go to the theater first.
Oh, never mind, 3 deaths.
It went over. Like, this way. So, yeah, I think if our directory person...
What was the name of it? Or did you say...
I want to read maybe these things just to help folks out. So first we have a review of the actual King Cometh play. So the Checkmate Theater review with Ambrose Checkley. The King Cometh, however, I rather wish the king hadn't bothered to show up to the Arkham Manley Theater last night. One is almost lost for words for the drivel that the audience was forced to endure. The characters were poorly portrayed, and the story made little sense, consisting of scenes where the actors would spout disconnected narrative that meandered towards a half-hearted finale of a ritual of a girl in a chair with no dialogue. The play left a nasty taste in her mouth, and your correspondent with a splitting headache. It is no wonder that I have learned that the management of the theater has decided to prematurely end its run after just a single performance. Better luck next time, I suppose. And the 2 relevant murders I've seen so far. Tragedy befalls young socialite. Last night, the 23-year-old socialite and darling of Arkham, Carolyn Merrill, was found hanged at her uptown home. Police are not treating the death as suspicious. For all her outward positivity, Miss Merrill harbored personal demons which you will never fully understand. She is survived by her longtime partner, Mark Gasquet, the Canadian entrepreneur. I don't know if you need this spelled or not, or someone's taking this.
Oh, you have Is it the Amherst Theater?
It's the Checkmate Theater. Oh, and it's the Checkmate Theater review. Arkham Manley Theater. Yeah. Sorry. The column is named after the dude, but the theater is the Manley Theater. Yes. And Arkham Manley Theater.
Oh, man. Yeah. N9.
And then there's a brutal murder. In the early hours of the morning, police were called to the scene of a fatal stabbing at the Arkham Trolley Company. The victim has been named as Francis Long of downtown. Was killed on the sidewalk. Police have witnesses to the crime and have released an initial statement to the press saying they're following up a number of leads and are organizing a manhunt for the killer. And on the miscellaneous news, Miss Robert B. Smith of Dunwich was injured and her horse was killed yesterday morning as a result of an accident 2 miles outside the city's limits.
All these are quote-unquote accidents.
Well, yeah, we have we have a stabbing on a sidewalk, we have a hanging, we have someone who's injured while a horse was killed, freaks of lightning, a radio outfit owned by Winston Nolan of French Hill was smashed to smithereens by a bolt of lightning last night. Parts of the radio cabinet were sent flying about the room, and other parts bulged and bent out of shape. All the radio tubes were blown out. The peculiar thing about this incident was that there was no mark to indicate where the bolt entered the house. And those are the ones that happened yesterday. There's 4 people missing in Dunwich, and yeah, that's it. Oh wait, never mind. Emily Mueller died yesterday.
Okay. I have the theater if you want.
Yeah, that's going to be my first.
Yeah, but do you want the names of the suspicious deaths?
Of the what?
The deaths.
I mean, we can reference that.
Okay.
So N9.
N9.
Ryan, you can go first.
All right. Arkham's Manlay Theater. I'm going to be fancy.
Sure.
Is one of the premium attractions in terms of the nightlife. A young woman with a ledger and pen in hand approaches you. Are you here for the auditions? And you hastily tell her that no, you are looking into the play from the previous night. The theater manager, Lucinda Thayer, has canceled its run because of the dismal showing, the woman says. You saw the review that Cheap Checkley gave us in the advertiser. He was the final straw, and we're breaking the set now, putting on a small production of The Sleeping Beauty to fill the gap. You ask if the manager is available, but you are told that today is her day off. I knew there was something amiss with the whole show last night. No wonder the actors were so cheap. I'm sure they had some sort of swindle going with Samuel Averill. Averil. The tickets clerk. Oh, the ticket clerk. He and his other half were looking mighty suspicious last night, and I even saw him talking furtively to the lead actor, the big man with the shaven head. He's not shown up for work today, either. As a parting inquiry, you ask where the actors are staying, and she tells you they can be found over at the Harding House.
Harding House, and there's some suspicious ticket dudes.
Where the staff from the theater helped deliver their trunks. Though they are probably out drinking somewhere, they were asking where they could find booze. That's it.
Interesting. Now, what's the name of the manager that's out ill?
He did not say.
Because I thought you said
Samuel Everly is a tickets clerk.
well, the one
And then
that was said before.
Lucinda Thayer.
Lucinda Thayer was the one who was out today. Huh?
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
So there's the Harding House, Avril.
Okay, so I do think this detail is interesting. It's just that there's a half-hearted finale of a ritual with a girl and a sheriff in dialogue. I feel like that girl thing is maybe important, but there's not enough for us to know right now. So I guess we try to find the actors because we assume like the actors are the ones that had to be part of this, right? Unless some patron gave them the play and they just acted out without knowing it.
Yeah, that could be it. Like,
What about this big man with the shaven head?
That guy sounds like a thing, yeah. But he didn't show up, but that's where but he was one of the actors, right?
And he was the one that was talking to the clerk.
Yeah.
Well, he didn't show up for
Work
today. Yeah. Well, Brian, is your choice where you want to go?
And Lucinda Fair was the.
Theater manager.
And his other half, which was not named.
Sure.
Oh, I thought that was just another clerk. Okay.
Oh. Or no.
The big man with the shaven head was not named. Samuel Averill
And
is his ticket
other
square.
half, right?
The other half was not named.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh. Let's see.
Let me know if you want paper.
I'm just thinking
That's I don't know.
I mean, there's the Harding House, and you can look up booze, the booze establishments.
through. Yeah, there's some interesting stuff about booze in the paper, but it's mostly talking about booze laws.
I'm kind of leaning toward the
Okay.
Noctum. Interesting.
Okay. Samuel. Let's go see Samuel.
Okay.
D51.
All right. Second location, and it's the afternoon now. We're going to D51.
Which is, I guess, where's the, what was the theater again? H.
N9.
N9. That's N, right. So N9, and then D
51. Okay.
is right here. Okay. So this is theater. Apple? This clerk?
The ticket guy.
Got it.
Would you like tokens?
Sure. Might as well. Theater's probably important.
Okay. Ooh. Ready?
Sure.
The door to the small house is opened cautiously by a thin, bird-like man with a long nose. He peers over wire-framed glasses, an ugly purple bruise closing his left eye. Can I help you? You explain that you've come from the theater and that you're investigating the disturbance last night. The man's bottom lip trembles, and he folds almost immediately, without any pressing whatsoever. They made me give it to them. I didn't want to. He snivels, and you feel immediately sorry for him. You reassure him and ask him what he means. The list. Those actors from last night's play were desperate to catch up with those who attended the theater. The front row in particular. I tried to explain to them that I couldn't possibly reveal the list to our patrons, but they beat me and forced me to give it to them. Hendrik will tell you, he was there with me. We had arranged to meet for a nightcap after the show. That thug with the bald head hit me and forced me to write the list down for him. Then I read this morning that Mr. Long and Miss Merrill died last night, just after I'd given him the list of names. He turns to a side table and hastily begins writing. Here, take the list. See if you can't warn the others before the same happens to them.
There you go.
Ready?
All right.
Performance of the King Cometh. Patrons list. Front row. Seats A to J.
Oh gosh.
1A. Mr. Francis Long.
All right, Francis.
So yeah, it's
Long.
going to just be A, B, C. B. Edward Fisk.
Edward Fisk.
C. Abby Osgood.
Abby Osgood.
Carolyn Merrill.
Is it Carolyn and Merrill?
Oh, Carolyn Merrill.
Yeah, and A and D are dead. Because they're the ones in the paper.
Carolyn.
And that's like Merrill. So that's, yeah, that's D. And then E is Anthony Jackson.
Jackson.
F. Carlton Rich. And Lauren Reed.
I wonder if that's a guy or a girl.
Miss Lauren Reed.
Okay.
Then we got Miss Penelope Larry.
Penelope Larry.
And then David Danforth.
David. And
And last, Julian Stratton.
Julian Strat.
Mr. Julian
Strat. What's the end of
Stratton.
Stratton. And you said Carolyn is dead?
Carolyn is dead, and A is dead, Francis Long.
Francis.
Was there a Robert Smith?
No.
He was not-
Or Neil Mueller? Okay, cool. So it sounds to me like it really we just need to focus on the front row. So that's
Well, we don't have names for the others.
we have names for.
What about those actors?
I think we need to figure out what the similarities are between all the front row people. What do you say our mission is again? You just need to figure out what happened, right? At the play. Like what
I mean,
if we hunt down the list of people, we'd be able to figure out what their similarities are and figure out why.
I feel like the similarities are all at the
They're pharaohs.
But Brian can look at it because he's holding the book. Like what?
Yeah, what was the guide at the start of the chapter? I
Just
guess.
reread that, like
Oh,
what he
yeah,
said.
What did he say? He said get something.
I mean,
No.
yeah.
What do you want us to do?
Find out information.
It's just
Which part? This
at
part?
the end. Yeah, like what did he say?
Oh no, the end of the second page, next page.
Yeah, just the last little thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, what does it say?
So I believe they caught full force of the Eagle message. While there's a message, I'm not yet sure. The death reported paper was a coincidence, but that I have no doubt. Here's some guide to action.
What was it wants to do?
And the police are unfortunately short-sighted, though they do have information. Armies have had start us, but they cannot be allowed to finish whatever they started.
So we have to
It
stop.
is down to us. Find out what happened at the theater and the contents of that message.
What happened to the theater and the contents of the message?
And that,
So if we meet them, we might.
If we might know what
Maybe?
the message is.
I don't know if
Because it
they.
could have been said to them.
It could be like subconsciously. So
But why are they killing them? Are they killing them to find, like they're trying to find the message and then they kill them?
or maybe they're
Or
sacrificing them.
are they just making sure that the message doesn't do that?
And then there's one in the chair.
Yeah, I don't know. And that
you don't know anything about.
I don't know anything about, but like why? The finale has of a ritual. You'd assume the finale of the ritual is the most important part. And obviously, there's a girl that's not talking. We're talking about messages here, so I mean, I feel like there's something there. It'd be nice to know who the girl is, but she is an actress. I don't know. It's my turn. I'm going to choose. What was the
Harding House.
Yeah. Party house. Right?
Harding
Harding?
House is N15.
N15. You looked it up already.
Yeah.
Not too far from the, or is it far from the theater?
In. No, it's really close, isn't it?
It's just right around the block.
I wasn't sure because like sometimes the numbers are like, oh,
Wow,
N
it's literally right down the street. This is the theater. It's one street over. N15, you say?
And
In the N district. I don't know what the N district is, but it is what it is.
that's north side.
North side, sure. All right, cool. Okay, ready?
Which means yes.
Okay. The Harding House offers moderately priced board and breakfast, but the sign outside declares it has no vacancies. As you push inside, William Harding begins to tell you he is full. You stop Mr. Harding and tell him you're looking for the actors from the Manly Theater's production of The King Cometh. His face immediately darkens. Not the sort of people we'll be inviting back anytime soon. They just need to clear out their things and then I'll be glad to see the backs of them. They've not come back yet. Still drinking at the speakeasy, my guess. You ask if you could see their rooms. He agrees, showing you upstairs and unlocking the doors. The 3 small rooms are in a terrible mess. Food lies half-eaten, empty wine bottles roll on their sides, and clothes and costumes are thrown hither and thither. There are 3 of them staying here, dirty devils. Their boss was staying somewhere else in town with one of his friends. You ask which of the men was the one with the shaved head, and Harding confirms that this is Fincher, the boss. Always got a dusting of flour all over his clothes, probably from his day job. Take requirement card number 4.
Sweet. So I guess this means we know what he looks like.
Or we know his day job. I think the flower thing is probably. Anyways, Harding departs, and you take a moment to search the rooms. You find nothing except 3 empty trunks and a slim volume of cheap fiction entitled Decaying Yellow, which is a significant tribute book. The trunks have the following names on their luggage tags: S. Barnes, B-A-R-N-E-S, E. Klasnick, K-L-A-S-N-I-C,
K-L-A-S.
N-I-C, and then M. Gorski.
Gorski.
If you would like to read the King and Yellow, proceed to supplemental encounters of page 56 and reading 56. But I guess we don't have to do that. So
It's up to.
I don't know what is this supplemental encounters?
It's in there. It's like at the end, not at the very end, but
At the end
that.
of that chapter.
Like when you start to get to yellow.
Page 56. Got it. It's all leading page.
What?
What are the last names of these people?
Barnes.
Klasnick, and Gorski.
So page 56, entry 6.
Gorski as in Gorski?
Okay.
M. Gorski.
You begin to skim the slim volume, which appears to be a play about Casilda and Camilla and the doom that came with the arrival of a man called the Stranger. As you read, your eyes begin to itch from the inside and get a nagging sensation that you're being observed over vast distances by an alien feeling intelligence. You slam the volume shut, drenched in sweat, wishing you'd never found the accursed book. As you return to leave, you see that discarded clothing form the pattern of the yellow sign, and you recoil in horror, tasting vile and gasping for fresh air. Strange is the night, where black stars rise, and strange moons circle through the skies. But stranger still, it's lost carcass. And that's all it is.
So Barnes is only one with the K Barnes?
A Barnes.
Yep.
This is an S Barnes.
No, S. Barnes.
Oh, S Barnes?
Pistachio, please.
But this Finley guy has
Fincher?
Fincher, sorry.
He also does not.
Fincher is staying with a friend.
Well, because
in town.
they're visitors, so they wouldn't have residents there.
Where would we find Fincher? But he's got a day job. Now, where would the flower day job be? Is there a baker in town?
Oh, that's on the top.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. There's plenty of it. It's probably more than one.
That's great. That makes things so easy.
Diners? Boarding
Could also be dining.
Galleries? Railroad? Private company? There's the Mills. There's the Arkham Baker Company.
Tempting.
Yeah.
But that is interesting. The boss was staying somewhere else in town with one of his friends. Always got a dusting flower over his clothes, probably from his day job, but he's in town visiting.
Well, you could be a baker elsewhere.
Yeah, if that's the case. Then
Friends of other
basically
bakers.
It's not going to be a big thing. But yeah, if that's the case, though, why does he have flower when he's a
Well, we could always come back to try to figure out
flower thing? But anyways, if you can find Fincher's friend, that'd be great.
Once we know who
I don't know. I'm wondering. She survived by.
I mean, there's.
Is there an entry for Mark Gasquet?
Gasquet?
Yeah, Gasquet.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah, because they're probably not living together.
Yeah.
Well,
Well, that's a long time partner, is it?
I'm sure Gas and he's
Really, a Canadian entrepreneur?
how do you spell it?
Gasquette. Mark. Okay, all right.
What was her name?
Miss Merrill, so Carolyn Merrill,
Oh yeah.
at her uptown home. But Merrill.
Merrill, U60.
Oh, well, that may be a thing too.
She was on that. How did she die?
She hung herself.
That seems suspicious. I would not be opposed to check.
Yeah. All right. Well,
Well,
not your turn yet.
So, we have the bakery. Pick out a random liquor spot. If there's more than one, or Carolyn's location.
oh, was it one on Speakeasy?
Well, that's what I meant. Yeah, I'm just reiterating our options.
Let's look at the Speakeasies.
What's the statement here?
Store. Oh, there's more
There
than one
was?
bakery.
Yes.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It wasn't as big as I thought it was.
There's other big glasses if you want.
Well, I mean, theoretically, this one's cleaned already.
So there's the Arkham Baker Company. Then there's
If it makes you
also-
feel better, that glass hasn't been used in like 5 years.
That's what I'm curious about. Do you get insect people in here that spray?
We haven't had insects at all in here
Okay.
because we're so high up and we're new. But I guess I'll go to Carolyn's place since I've
And
never.
there's a lot of bakeries I like.
I will go to Carolyn's place since there's a lot of.
Bakers.
I don't know where else
I
to
think the
go.
baker thing probably is not gonna. I think the baker thing is one of those things where they tell you a clue, but it's actually related to the ritual. It's not related to what they think it is.
Well, if we found the ritual, we might find out the message.
Yeah.
Because we need to figure out that message.
What would speakeasies do?
Speakeasies are illegal.
Yeah, they wouldn't have it. So this is during Prohibition?
Okay.
Alright,
What
so...
happened in 20... When did the stock market crash happen again?
29.
This is...
Oh, what month?
October?
Okay, haven't ended yet.
You missed him shaking his head like, I don't know, I'm talking about. Alright, so we're going to U60.
When was it called? Black Friday?
Yeah. I guess it was. Wow, they really retook that term, didn't they?
Yep. U60. Merrill's house is a rangy 3-story affair in dark brick.
Dark brick.
What? An expensive-looking Packard convertible automobile is parked badly up on the sidewalk near the house. 2 police officers greet you at the door, and you invoke Inspector Garrison's name to gain entry to the scene. The older of the 2 shows you inside. Just a peek, mind you. I shouldn't really be doing this at all. The policeman walks you into a hall strongly scented with flowers.
Wait. Flowers?
The policeman walks you into a hall strongly scented with flowers, as in the plants,
Okay. Just want to check.
and points to an electrical cable, the kind you would expect to attach a lamp to a wall outlet. It is knotted around a railing on the main staircase upper balustrade, and the dangling end has been cut by a sharp implement. The coroner, no doubt, when he removed the body. So the coroner cut out.
Yeah.
Not a nice way to go, jumping off the top of the stairs like that. We're pretty sure there was no foul play here because she left us a clear message.
Oh.
He leads you to the top of the stairs and points to the wall on the landing. A message is dabbed in red paint across the patterned wallpaper. It is all too much for me to take. Period. Third dash, sleeping, we turn our blind eyes to the hunter's killer. For their Carcosa lies, I'm so sorry. There's no punctuation between lies and I'm sorry. That's why I was trying to just make sure.
Carcosa.
Yep, Carcosa. She was an artsy sort. I suppose that accounts for the strained message. The policeman leads you back downstairs and into the library where a young man sits at a table weeping softly. This is Mr. Mark Gasquet, the boyfriend of Miss Merrill. The man looks up and you take a seat across from him. You found him.
There you go.
You explain that you don't wish to upset him further, but if he has anything to add, it may help you investigate Carolyn's death. There isn't much to tell, I'm afraid. She called me up just after 11 p.m. She was hysterical and crying that Carcosa was coming, and it was the end. She said she called to say sorry for leaving me. I drove over here as fast as I could, but I was too late. You offer your condolences to the poor man and silently slip away, thanking the police officers for their help. On your way out, you cannot help but notice a footprint in white flour on the carpet near the door. Alright.
Flour?
Yes,
Yes, it is baker's flour. You can't help but notice a footprint in white Flour on the
Interesting.
carpet.
So what was her message again?
Alright, I'm writing this down.
Yeah, you write it down.
Third.
Because obviously she was affected. Like she went insane, or at least had some sort of panic attack that could have done that. Now the key thing is she may not have killed herself over it, but she was definitely immediately hysterical. And what our mission is to find the message and stop what they're doing, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Flour and flour, all the flour.
Shit.
Huh. Just curious. But was it a P. Larry? L-A-I-R-Y?
L-A-I-R.
Penelope Larry.
Yeah, those ones.
She was given 2 free tickets to the play in the first and the second case.
Alright, so once again, it was third, the word written out, space, dash, space. Sleeping, we turn our blind eyes to the hunter's killer. For their Carcosa lies, I'm so sorry.
The Hunter's Killer.
I wrote it all like that. I said it all like that because there's no punctuation
Yeah.
after the dash, and there's a period at the end of I'm so sorry. Third, sleeping we turn our blind eyes to the hunter's killer for their Carcosa blood.
She was the fourth one in seating order,
Yes.
not third.
Where are you gonna go, Brian?
That's interesting. And Long was the first one.
Well,
He was
he
the first
was.
one if in terms of.
Yeah, I
Because
don't-
remember, she said that she died. She called her at 11, right?
Yep.
Mr. Long was killed in the morning.
So she died before
She
him.
died before him.
So
So
the person visited each of them before.
I'm not sure if the seat order has to do with anything,
Maybe not.
unless like the middle people died first, and then it went to the.
True. It could have been. I mean, that could have been it. I mean, the people in the middle will have been closest to the message.
Where you want to go, Brian?
So right now, we have what? Lucinda there, and the other.
I mean, we could always go to our cult people,
and
our inside source.
And there's also the coroner has the body though. That's probably not going to give us anything.
the- okay, where's that description of those people that we? There's always all those people that we got.
Confused. And one of them, remember,
It's a
one of them's
backfire.
out of action due to stone.
That's the
Yeah.
police that cares.
Yeah, but they did say the police still have information.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how helpful that is.
So we could go to the police station, possibly.
As a backup. But I feel like we have a lot of stuff here.
Yeah. I mean, we could go check out the other dead person's place.
Francis.
But I think we have, I don't know. Yeah. Francis Long. Also, Arkham Trolley Company. That's where he died. If the death thing is more important, maybe you left a message there.
Yeah. What's that?
The Arkham Trolley Company.
Let me get down. Let me just get this guy's address. Long. D71, just for the
That was Francis Long.
D71. Okay, and then it's the trolley.
Yep, Trolley Company.
What's the full name?
Arkham Trolley Company.
Private company? Local companies? Question is, what would that be?
Arkham Trolley Co.
Dun dun dun.
But what's up with this? See, what's up with this bolt of lightning thing, though, of Winston Nolan at French Hill, where he had his radio explode.
He wasn't at the play, or at least he wasn't at the front
It
row.
wasn't the play, it wasn't the front row. His radio exploded, but nothing marked the house.
Who is that?
That was Winston Nolan.
The trolley place is D24. Just got that. And then it's Winston
Nolan. N-O-L.
Nolan. Winston Nolan. He's at 56. Oh, is that at his place or is that?
Of French Hill, yes. A radio outfit owned by Winston.
Where is that?
F56.
F56.
Well, I'm gonna go visit him.
Nolan?
Yeah.
Okay. Where's Trolley Co, though?
I wrote it.
D- I wrote it down.
Cool.
What was the one I just did?
F56.
Okay.
Oh,
You advance.
This is the fifth time, right? Yeah.
Because
you're the second
There's
person.
only three of us.
Yeah, it's a little easier in terms of that.
Okay, this is a doozy.
Oh,
Ready?
okay.
I think he's being sarcastic.
Thank you.
You're greeted at the door by Mr. Winston Nolan, who happily shows you the exploded radio and talks at length about the miraculous lightning strike that left no mark on any other apparatus. You're more content to believe in faulty hardware than a phantom weather event, and you wish him all the best, extricating yourself from his company.
Wow.
Good choice. Good choice, Nick.
If that's the case, I'm going to do Trolley Company. D24.
Yeah.
Well, We should probably go to the island, though. I think just in case.
The Muddy Island.
It's useful. Okay, D24. Alright, let's go. A single patrolman stands on the pavement outside the Arkham Trolley Company. Several trolleys rattle their way past, electrical contacts on the roof fizzing in the rain. The patrolman looks at you suspiciously until you invoke Inspector Garrison's name. Can you tell me what happened here, officer? You ask, and he shakes his head grimly. Messy business last night. A fellow by the name of Long was beaten and stabbed here on the street. He points to a faint, dark blood stain on the sidewalk. A witness from across the street there saw it happen. He's down at the station giving a statement now. Anyways, it was midnight, and this fellow Long comes walking past in the direction of his home across Independence Square. He was accosted by a man, heavily muscled and with a shaved head and fair mustache. Witness seems to think he had been following Long. The attacker laid into Long with a double-fisted hammer blow that knocked him to the floor. They exchanged words, and Long began screaming and begging. After a moment or two, the attacker wrote something down on a theater flyer. Witness was clear about that, and pulled an ugly-looking knife. He stabbed Long several times before walking away calm as anything, clutching that flyer for King Cometh in his hand. It's the message. He says something to them, they start saying the message, he writes it down. It's my theory, I'm sticking to it.
So the third is the third part of the message.
Yeah, I think that's correct. If that's the case, though, why is she the... whatever. So there's a second person we need to find who's apparently been killed. Well, no, she was killed at 11. This guy was killed around midnight. It's the fourth person. Maybe. So there's two. Is it going down a list? Or is it close? Wait, so where's Trolley Company again?
D24.
There's another token around here. A green spider one?
You gave them all. They might be underneath there.
Alright, so that's D24? D24. So, she's hung in her house. He's killed coming from his uptown home. Across Independence Square. So he's coming from this way. He's killed there. She's killed there. I need another point to really figure out a pattern for this. If there is even a pattern. I think we need to go to someone on that list, B or C, between these two.
B or C?
Yeah.
Well, we didn't look up Abby Osgood, but...
Though, because Mrs. Penelope, what's her name, was mentioned there. That might be, because just because she was mentioned in the prior newspaper, that might be interesting too. Penelope Laird?
Larry.
Yeah, H. Yeah. So.
Alright, I guess I'll
My
go to
thoughts.
Francis. Wait, why would we want to go to Francis? Wasn't he the one that died at the Charlies?
No, we don't want. Yeah, we don't want to go to Long because
Okay.
we already know. We know what the thing is now. I think we know what the game is now. This guy says something to them. They start going insane, saying the message, and then he kills them, or he tries to. So the question is, we need to find out what the message is and stop it.
Is there to Edward Fisk? Also, apparently, I did look up the errata.
Yeah.
There's only 3 things in this. Where is Carlton Rich? Where does... they say, like, look up entries for Rich C for Carlton Rich.
You want Fisk?
But-
E-Fisk?
Yeah. Wait, is it E-Fisk? Yes,
Yeah.
E-Fisk.
N65.
Sure, let's go there.
So N65. So back over here.
In 65, you say. We don't really care about the actor's house anymore. We know where they are in general.
All right, let's do this. You are met at the doorstep by a teenage boy with an unruly mop of curly blonde hair. You ask if you might speak to Edward Fisk, and the youth's face turns ashen. He invites you inside, calling for his mother. Mrs. Fisk receives you graciously, but it is clear that she is very worried. Edward's not here, I'm afraid. We had to take a rather drastic step last night and commit him into the care of the Arkham Sanitarium.
Okay.
When you tactfully ask why, she replies, "My son Edward can be a little wayward at times, partying with his friends till all hours, neglecting his work, spending money like it was going out of fashion. But boys will be boys, I suppose. Last night he went to a show with those friends of his, and when he came back, there was something very wrong with him. He was withdrawn. He kept babbling and sweating, and then he attacked his younger brother. We had to drag Edward off poor Matthew. My husband called the doctor, and he recommended convalescence in the sanitarium.
Convalescent.
Yeah, that too. I hated having to do that, but I felt better after I had a chat with that nurse. What was his name? Curtis, I think. Leon Curtis. He made us feel like we had done the right thing for our son.
Leon Curtis?
So there's a whole thing there.
Who's this Curtis fellow?
Leon Curtis in the
I
sanitarium.
don't trust this Curtis. Or maybe he has a
If only they said.
Leon Curtis, L53, in case we need to know.
Alright. In the Arkham Sanitarium.
E1.
Wouldn't be surprised if it's on the map. Like written out.
No.
No, it's just an independent school.
No.
Hmm.
Figure everybody's going crazy in this town.
Yeah, I feel a lot. That's interesting.
So, Brian, time to take another stab at it.
Last time, so well.
Great.
Well, you have good leads now.
This Curtis guy sounds interesting, but
You might be at the sanitarium working
I'll go D1. Let's go to the sanitarium.
Down. So this is step 8. D1. Let's sanitize this place.
Let's hope it's more than 2 sentences.
Watch, they're like, you can't come in because you're not crazy or you're not a doctor.
Right?
Sure.
There's more than 2 sentences.
That's good.
30 sentences. You're coming on up in this world.
Maybe 6. During a downpour isn't the best time to visit the sanitarium. The staff are irritable, and the patients unsettled by being cooped up. You speak to an orderly inquiring about Edward Fisk's arrival. You are told that the man is sleeping peacefully after being sedated. He was treated and given an initial assessment by one of the senior nursing staff, Leon Curtis. Nurse Curtis and Edward spoke for around an hour during the night, and it was felt that a week or so of convalescence should be sufficient to restore Mr. Fisk. When you push for more information, the orderly impatiently folds her arms. You have to speak to Leon when he comes back on shift. He's going for some food and a coffee before visiting the shops on Main Street. He won't be back until later tonight when he starts his shift again. As you turn to leave, a janitor catches your sleeve. If you want to get off on the right foot with Leon, then you should buy him a double espresso with cream. He gets powerful cranky when it's raining. He winks as you thank him for the advice. Take requirement card 2.
That's good.
So we need to go to a coffee shop.
On Main Street.
Whoop, 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 whoop,
Apparently it's raining this week. It was mentioned twice already.
Carcosa's full of
Where is
rain.
Main
Is that Main? No, that's
It's north. I don't think we never found a Main Street when we looked for it last time.
Yeah, that's good. Maybe down here.
I don't think it's Main Street.
I will check the errata.
Oh, East Main. West Main.
There are 2 locations labeled in mine.
So, coffee shop?
He was going for food and coffee before visiting the shops on Main Street. Yeah, it doesn't give a very specific.
I guess we don't go to his house. He's not going to be there. But food? Okay, so we have to find a food and coffee shop.
By the
on-
way, there's a place called The Speakeasy.
That's hilarious.
Just
Why would you do that? I'm just saying that it's a. Because Leon might have heard the message.
Right.
I mean, I assume if that's the only thing that says Main Street, I assume that's Main Street.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's 2 of them, so we have to find something on him. That's a coffee shop.
He's going for some food and coffee before visiting the shops on Main Street.
I assume you go to the coffee shop and you're like, you have requirement 2, you get requirement 3, and then you get your coffee.
Sure.
All right.
Let me look at the shops. Restaurants.
Just curious, is there anyone with the initials LP or RJ?
Definitely not RJ. LP, there's all LR.
LP or RJ?
There's FL, EF, AO, CM. Oh, there's AJ.
There's personal ads, and one of the personal ads from a few weeks ago is LP. It must not happen again. Down and RJ notice.
What?
Shit. But yeah, I need a coffee shop off Main Street.
Coffee place. What can I do no coffee?
I mean, is there a cafe?
Maybe just look.
Restaurants.
Yeah, you have to look in the restaurants.
There's only 3 restaurants.
What are they?
Yeah, they're like Mannington's restaurant.
Could you just like go and get a coffee?
Diner.
Diner?
I feel like diner.
There's the Bell Cafe, the Church Street Cafeteria.
Well, cafe.
Okay, so
Bell Cafe is M42.
M42, is that off of Main Street?
Oh, there's M41.
Is M43?
Kind of. And then the Church Street Cafeteria is M44.
That's cafeteria.
That's cafeteria.
It's right next to it.
Okay,
But, I mean,
and that's it?
so those are for dinners and stuff.
Well, wait, no. He said he was going to Main Street.
He's going to get food before going to
And we were just told to get coffee, not to get it from Main Street. He just said get double latte espresso
I think we're going to
jumbo.
find him in a coffee store. Because it said he was going to get coffee
In Negla Shop.
before shopping, so the implication is he's near fucking Main Street. So I'm going to say
I think that
a
44.
2. I think it's
Yeah,
42.
yeah.
42.
42. I'd say 42.
Are there any other cafes?
I'm making sure. I mean, there's other ones that aren't on.
Cafe or day.
There's the Distilled Highway, but that's not.
Desolate Highway.
That's not good. Gas stations, retailers, hotels, local government, local lifestyle, washings, medical facilities. Other private companies.
That was a Lynch Street. That's not good.
Restaurants is a no. Stores.
He's going to get coffee.
Gift shop?
It's coffee or food?
Or the gift shop.
I'm just going to do
Theatrical
M42.
supply.
I'm just going to do M42.
Market.
I'm
Grocery
I'm
store.
going ahead with M42.
All right, I'm writing it down.
Oh,
Well,
M42.
I'm just making sure.
Let's do
whole
this.
street is
it's Main Street.
confectionery.
M42.
I know,
Well, shit. You walk. You open the door to the cafe just as Pasquale Fenton walks out. He seems to be in a hurry and tells you to stop by his home if you want to chat.
Who's
Inside
he?
the empty cafe, a doorwoman is picking a meal over the counter. You ask her if she knows a customer by the name of Leon Curtis. He's not someone I know, honey. She drawls into trouble. So, Pasquale Fenton. It's the game giving us one.
Who is that? Who is that?
That's one of our contacts.
He is the dialogue.
So should I go to Leon Curtis or Pascal?
We don't know where Leon Curtis is.
We can look at his house.
We can look at his house.
Yeah.
Did you look at this? Yeah, that's me. That's you.
So we're on turn 10 now.
Yes. You're so fucked.
Do you think Pascal or?
And there's also the police station, which has the guy that saw shit.
Fine, I'll go to Pascal. Where's that?
L4.
I think we have to just track down the victim. I think that's that.
So you don't think I should go there?
I mean Fenton. No, because Fenton, like that's something given us. I don't think we should go to the police station.
L4, right? Yeah, I mean we need to be able to talk to some of them. All right. Pascal's butler indicates a small parlor where you are to wait, and then sweeps away to another part of the house. After 10 long minutes, you hear the occultist bid farewell to his client, and then call to you from the hall. I'm sure Armitage won't thank you for hanging around in my parlor. You sit down in his library and take in the occult paraphernalia. Shelves and shelves of books with portentous. What? Portentous. Portentous portentous titles line the walls, and glass jars with odd-colored liquids, suspending a variety of horrific specimens, cover every surface. Well, he demands, sweeping his embroidered jacket out from behind him as he sits with a haughty flourish. Yes, flourish. For a second I thought it was flourish.
Flower.
Well, it's spelled flourish. Anyways.
It's him. It's Vincent.
Why was that old fool?
Finch.
Why has that old fool sent you scurrying to my doorstep? The fate of Jade Scarab? The fate of the Jade Scarab? The location of the crypt of the foul necromancer Mazbeth Trent? More reproduced pages of the Necronomicon? As he finishes speaking, an impeccably timed peal of thunder makes you jump in your seats. You explain the little you know about the play at the Manley Theater and the deaths that have befallen several of the patrons. He strokes a large crystal ball and mutters several archaic incantations when his eyes roll back inside his head. Showing only milky pupils, you are taken aback at his sudden act of conjuring. It seems that the agents of the king are aboard in Arkham. Armitage was wise to send you to me. But he didn't send... Anyways. They must be stopped before they bring ruin upon our town. I'm sorry, I cannot decipher their means or their goals. Should you visit the library, and assuming that Armitage has given you access, I would suggest you try the Unosperlican Colton, known as the Nameless Cults. That's UNAUSSPRECHLICHE.
Say that.
Yes, neither am I. Anyways, though I warn you, there are passages therein that have sent many a scholar raving mad. Take requirement card 1. So, I mean, he's like, go to the library.
It seems like a...
If you want.
Maybe... the messages.
I mean, we could go to Leon, but...
I know, it's yours.
Well, let's just go to the next person.
Well...
So we have like a shit ton of people to go to here. And we know that she's the third part of the message. And he was killed after... Long was killed after...
So Abby Osgood is the next one.
Abby Osgood? Yeah, assuming that they got
So
these-
many. That would just...
I mean, your other choices go to Leon or the library.
Or police station.
Yes, those are your choices. One of these people, Leon, library, police station.
Let's go see Curtis.
All right, you're going to L53.
Which he's not.
Where's my coffee?
You ascend the stairs to Leon Curtis's apartment and knock at his door. After several minutes, you inquire with the building supervisor who is fixing an electrical light switch. Leon, he'll be at work this hour at the sanitarium. Either that or he likes the cafe off Main Street.
The cafe off Main Street? The cafe off Main Street.
Just what's the cafe?
It is
technically
off.
Well, it's off Church Street, but it is off Main Street. What the goddamn fuck?
The
not
Reddit
Main Street.
does not say anything about Main Street or a cafe for this one.
Was the cafeteria? I mean, theoretically, cafe is a short name.
I feel like that's supposed to get food, but back then...
Technically is
That's not on Church Street. Yeah, 42 you can pull it off. I don't know. That's the only two food places that are in, right?
there's Bell Cafe, Church Street Cafeteria. Those are the diners.
Of the diners, which seems to be where a cafe would be. Cafes are in that area.
Restaurants.
No.
Nope, none of the restaurants. And then I went through all the stores.
Yeah, it's cafe is a diner. I'm okay with that logic. And there's only 2.
I mean, you could try the cafeteria.
I think that's the only other options.
Yeah. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to go after another person.
All right, who are you going after?
I'm going to go after Miss Penelope because she was
Penelope
mentioned in the
Larry.
newspaper.
Do you have the location?
No, because
Penelope Larry.
we don't have
L-A-I-R-Y.
any. We don't have any locations of anybody. Oh, there's also Winston. If you wanted. Wait, he was the electric dude. Yeah, he was the electric dude.
Yeah, we did.
So,
Hey Larry, N51.
E51, which is nearby. So, assuming that she was one of the closer people, N51, you said?
N50.
N51. You rap on the door to no avail. No one comes to answer. You check the time and realize it's likely Miss Larry is at work.
all right.
Miss Larry is at work.
What was she? Do we don't know anything
No,
about her.
we know about her because of the newspaper.
What does the newspaper say?
The newspaper says
So it's turn 13 now.
the Manly Theater is pleased to present The King Cometh. Congrats to Miss P. Larry for winning two tickets. The first performance will be held on August 18th. We would love for citizens of Arkham to attend this exciting play. Tickets will be available at the door or in advance at the theater. It doesn't say what the job is.
We've already been to the trolley. So I can either go to Osgood. Another person. Or the library.
Or the police.
I don't want to go to the police. I'll let Brian do that.
Or M44.
What's 44?
That's the
Cafeteria.
Fine, I'll go to your stupid
You don't
cafeteria.
have to.
No.
You don't
No.
actually have to.
Where's Osgood?
Wait, who's on stage?
Abby Osgood.
Third?
Seat C.
C.
F65.
Sure, we'll go to F65.
Oh, we're going to the cafeteria?
Well,
You go to the police office.
F65. So I'm not feeling. He just randomly did these, I guess.
What?
Just in terms of where their houses are. Is what we have Long. Long was killed here.
Well, you just go at the trolley. Is that where the trolley is?
We only have one order. Yeah, Trolley's here. We only have one order. In the order we know the only thing we know of the order is the seating chart.
Yeah. All right. Abby Osgood's home sits at the corner of Southeast Street and East Church Street on the crest of French Hill. You are greeted at the door by an older woman, dressed immaculately with a put-upon expression. You inquire whether Abby is at home, and the woman rolls her eyes. She is, but I'm not sure she's fit to receive visitors, the state she came home in last night. She rolled in at midnight, steaming drunk. Her friend Mary Roach...
Mary Roach?
Yes, she did not come to the play.
Mm-hmm.
Mary Roach dropped her off. No doubt their other partner in crime, Carolyn Merrill, was in on it as well. Young women these days, those two were sitting together, Abby and Carolyn,
All
right next to each other.
Okay.
Really, mother, you do fuss something fierce. Now run along. It's me that was asked for. It's me. All right. A fresh-faced young flapper comes bouncing down the staircase. If she has had a heavy night drinking with her slight build, then she must have the constitution of a buffalo. Don't pay no heed to mother, she's such an old stick in the mud. You asked her about the play. Oh, that dreary thing? It was Carrie's idea, Carolyn Merrill. She had gotten us tickets for her, Eddie Fisk, and me. So those three are sitting together.
And there's also the Roach.
Yes, who did not
Who
go.
dropped them off.
Or picked them. Oh, yeah, anyways. Mary was coming to meet us later. I took one look at the old coots who were in the audience and decided to stay in the bar where I met a delightful young gentleman who was more than happy to share my stash of gin. She grins innocently and winks. I must admit that I never actually made it into my seat. I hope Carrie had a nice time without me.
Well, she's dead. Is that it?
Yep. So, we'll just...
That's process elimination.
Yep.
So who's the other? Eddie Fisk?
Edward Fisk.
Edward
Yes.
Fisk.
He was...
Sounds like they may have been...
There was an empty seat between them.
Yeah.
I mean, they probably
Long,
sat next to each other.
but Long is babbling. And Long, something was written down from Long.
So that makes sense that there were three. That
Ah.
Carolyn was three.
There we go. Finch, do it.
Finch?
Sorry, Fisk.
We've already been to
Yeah,
Fisk.
we need to figure out Fisk.
So we need to go to Anthony Jackson as the next one on the list.
All right, let's do it.
Oh, well, it's your turn.
It's your turn, actually.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I'm not going to Jackson.
You're not going to Jackson?
I want to go.
He wants this, man. He wants this.
Well, here's the book. Go to the cafeteria.
It's bullshit.
What is?
He wasn't at the other one.
Blue Bell Cafe or whatever.
Are you going to the cafeteria?
In 44.
Yep, I'm going.
All right. Cafe ole ole.
Hey, calm down. You ask the polite young man who shows you to your table if Leon Curtis has been in today. He immediately points out a stocky middle-aged man with salt and pepper hair. Leon looks up, frowning from his steaming slice of cherry pie. You asking after me? Who are you? You give him some brief details of your investigation and the connection with Edward Fisk. I can't really discuss patients. I could get fired. Sorry to have wasted your time. I recommend the pie, but stay away from the bologna sandwiches. If you have requirement card 2, proceed to supplemental on page 56 to read entry 2.
Damn straight. And we got requirement card 2 from going to the sanitarium, right?
Yeah, you got that to find this guy.
Yeah.
So much for being on Main Street.
Okay. What's off Main Street?
Do. They're going to be happy. You order a double espresso with cream and take it over to Leon's table. You thank Leon and turn to leave when he calls you back. Wait, hold up a minute. Listen, I don't think Edward would mind me telling you a little. He's a nice guy. Just went through a stressful time. He was at the theater last night with 2 girls, Abby and Carolyn. Yeah, I know what you're thinking. I read the morning paper as well. That girl Carolyn hung herself last night. My professional opinion? Them kids sniffed something they shouldn't have. Cocaine or maybe that nocturne drug. And they messed with their brains. Some big guy with a dusty suit roughed him up as well to add insult to injury. Eddie's sitting in a padded cell repeating a phrase from a play he saw over and over again. I hope that a couple more days will flush whatever he has poisoned himself with out of the system. You ask him if he can recall the phrase. Oh yeah, he babbled it for several hours straight. Second, dash.
Second, dash.
Okay, this one's not all one word, so. Okay, ready?
Okay.
Except that we, the
Oh,
mute,
accept, not accept. Accept that
acts
ACC or okay, yes, yes. That's
that we,
that we
the mute, lane,
mute lane
the mute,
lane.
comma, lane,
Oh, okay, mute comma lane
comma, the stupid,
stupid
comma, the dull, comma, the weak, offer ourselves to your darkness. And then he said, that guy who roughed him up wanted to know it too.
Second. Maybe we should go to the police because they'll have the first message because the battle. Well, we wrote it down on the playbill and Fincher has the playbill.
Is it Fincher that has it? Or is it the ball?
Didn't the ball guy Fincher? We found his
Except
name,
that we the mute, lame, stupid, dull, weak, offer ourselves to the darkness. Sleeping, we turn our blind eyes to the hunter's killer for their Carcosa is.
Lies.
Lies. Yeah, lies.
Speak easy. There's Fincher the ball.
No. Yeah, Fincher was the guy that had the flower.
Fincher is the boss. He's the ball dude
Yeah, Fincher's the ball dude.
with the
And
flower.
Fincher has the
on
playbill,
it.
so we don't know if the witness to the murder heard what the guy was babbling. Maybe he did, but
Did we have the witness name?
The witness is at the police
He's
station
at the
giving a
police
statement.
station.
Oh, okay. So, do you want to go to the police station?
Or are you going after this Jackson photo?
Anthony
I
Jackson.
think it's Anthony Jackson because I'm curious more with the end of the messages than the start. I feel like that's the more valuable.
Yeah.
Already give you Jackson. Anthony Jackson?
Yep.
M74.
M74.
So far, this doesn't seem that convoluted.
It's a lot of people to throw down.
Yeah, and you just have time to do it.
Which we don't have. M74?
Yeah.
The small garret is a tranquil space filled with canvases, paint, and brushes. As she shows you in, Jackson's landlady is very complimentary of the artist and his habits. Oh yes, very respectable manner, Mr. Jackson. He's been doing some work for the Rotary Club. Much of the work is unfinished, but a few of the landscapes of the Miskatonic Valley show great promise and a keen eye for color. On a small table you discover a short missive in an open envelope addressed to Anthony Jackson. In it, the sender, identified only as CR, tells Anthony about the King Cometh, adding that they have acquired 2 tickets. Next to the envelope is a train timetable showing departures from Arkham to the surrounding area. That's it.
Carlton Rich.
CR?
Yup.
Which one?
He is F next to. He sat right next to Anthony Jackson.
On the small table, you discover a short missive.
What did you get requirements 1 and 4 from?
4 was the flower from the house that the actors were at. And 1 was from the occultist.
Carlton Rich is not.
He is Rich, C, and is located at U61. I assume.
Oh, okay, it's not.
Well, yeah, it's part of the errata,
Apparently it wasn't.
or like they messed up writing it.
Okay, so if that's the case, this may imply that Mr. Jackson did not go to the show. He just.
I mean, I got all those people.
If that's the case, then let's do.
Rich Carlton?
Yeah.
Or we can go, first building.
It's the most obvious part of the message. We need to find the end. The end
All
is
right.
where the commands
So
are.
once again, Rich C is U61.
Which is the same as S Rich.
S riches?
Right, it's Rich. I'm sure that's good.
U61. You bump
This is the
into.
last one for all of us, by the way.
No, you have
We have one more row.
Alright.
This is turn
That's the case.
16 out of.
Ends.
Well, it ends after
Yeah, you get the last one. You bump into Mr. Rich, hurrying out of his front door, and trouble him for a few moments of his time. He tells you he was due to attend the performance of The King Cometh with a young artist whom he sponsored. Anthony Jackson had been struggling to find his muse, and Carlton Rich had hoped an avant-garde play might just be the thing to kickstart his talents. Rich, however, had been called to an emergency at the Rotary Club to host visiting dignitaries.
So we need to track
So
down.
those-
So he didn't go.
So those 2 are crossed out.
No, because maybe the guy before
Well, Anthony Jackson, we talked to him. He was.
must have gone.
Well,
No, we didn't talk to Jackson. Jackson was the painter.
yeah.
But we don't know. I don't think he's gone. If that's the case, it's implying that something with trains in this guy.
Doesn't work.
Did he leave on a train today? Is that what he did? Should we go to the train yard? Is there a train yard in this town?
Oh, yeah.
It's not a trolley company, obviously.
No, you're with the trouble.
Yeah. So, but if there's a train yard, is this dude?
There's the
by
B&M
rail?
train station.
I will go there.
Well, I'm going to police station.
Well, it is your turn. You can do that.
Because, so we get the flower. What's the other one from there?
Flower. I think this is just the dude just said that the
One of
yellow
them-
cane is working, and this is the coffee.
Well, one.
What's the library?
No, yeah, one was a library. Yeah.
Oh yeah, one. Yeah. There you go. Go to your police station.
It was D32.
17, D32. So the message is probably only like 4 or 5 long.
Yeah.
And it's just a matter of like a bunch of people didn't show up.
I mean,
Yeah,
so we
I
still
agree.
have 4 more people in? Have you checked out Penelope?
Yeah.
So there's still Reed, Danforth, and
We
Stratton.
checked out
And
Penelope,
Penelope
but she's
didn't-
at work. We don't know where the
Oh
dope
yeah,
is.
she did not show.
We just knew that she was.
Well, she's at work, then she didn't die because she didn't get attacked.
No, it's just that the book said that we think due to the time she's at work.
Yes, I think that's trying to say, hey, ignore her. She's not one of the people with the messages because everybody who's had a message has been attacked.
Or we just can't find her house.
So I think what happened is they did this thing, and they got a list of the people, and the first 4 or 5 people they found, they said the words, and the message came out. We know of 3 because you're about to go to the police station, which hopefully we'll get.
Hopefully.
The first one, we got Edward Fisk, we got Carolyn Merrill, Anthony Jackson probably didn't go, neither did Carlton Rich, so that leaves, and then Penelope's probably
Penelope got tickets with a friend. She got 2 free tickets. So one of those people is her friend, and there's been a pattern of one friend not going and the other friend going.
This leaves us 3 more locations.
Okay.
Ready?
3 more people. Go ahead.
The police station is chaotic today. Officers and detectives rush in and out of the station, and a constant hubbub is distracting. You spot Mickey Tall, Garrison's sergeant, asked after the inspector, "Sorry, Garrison's called in sick today and has missed the busiest day we've had in a long time. I feel sorry for Doc Sutton over at the hospital. 4 autopsies in one morning." You inquire what the fuss is all about, and you're told that the station is dealing with 4 separate deaths. Someone fell under a train this morning.
Jackson.
And then a second man died when he ran in front of a passing car.
Long.
Then there was a suspected murder at Arkham Trolley Company last
Never
night.
mind, that's long. Who's the car?
I thought that was the guy escaping the
I think the train dude got run over.
So that means David or Julian or Lauren if Lauren's a girl.
train.
Guys.
Sorry. So what did that's in the picture? The hanging?
The death is the hanging and the stabbing at the trolley company, which means the 2 that we don't know about.
Is the
Being run
someone
over.
fell under a train this morning.
Which
You
is
said
Jackson.
Right, that's it. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
So we go to train company.
Then there's a suspected murder over at Arkham Trolley Company last night. And to cap it all off, some rich lady from uptown decided she would take her own life.
Son of a bitch.
I have to say we're a little stretched at the moment, so I can only spare you a couple minutes. What do you need? You take a chance and ask for more details, hoping the sergeant is in the forthcoming mood. Well, over at the train station, a man by the name of Anthony Jackson was writing graffiti on the footbridge over the tracks when he slipped just at the 7:20 a.m.
So you said that's at the train station?
At the tracks, over at the tracks. Yeah.
Okay, so not in reference back
At 7:20, to Aylesbury was coming through. He was killed. Julian Stratton was knocked down and killed near his home in the Merchant District.
Julian Stratton?
That's the last one. That's Jay.
Hallelujah.
Was knocked down and killed near his home in the Merchant District. There seems to be conflicting accounts of what happened. The driver says he just ran out in front of the car from now and was too late to brake. A couple of bystanders reported that he may have been chased, as he had a terrified expression on his face and was running at top speed. Constable Withers is at the trolley company, and that seems like an open and shut murder case. Francis Long was beaten, robbed, and then stabbed by a large muscled man with a shaven head and a fair mustache. The central witness is over there in room B, giving a statement, and before he asks, "No, you cannot interview him." He pauses to check his notebook. Lastly, Miss Carolyn Merrill decided that all her money couldn't buy her happiness, nor for a long swing from her staircase on a short bit of electrical cable. She left a note, so that one seems to solve itself. Unfortunate that her better half didn't make it to the house in time. Before she sent me help, she put on a lot of black eyeliner. I guess she wanted to look creepy? Dumb. The boyfriend's name, you have to check with officers at the scene, I'm afraid. And should you stumble over any information, make sure you come to us.
So we kind of should have went there first.
There's, once we figure out what's going on, that would help a lot.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to go to the train station. Where's that?
Did I get to it?
No.
It was...
Oh, this is trolley, which is
No.
D24.
No.
Which would be-
There's the B&N train station.
I'd like to know train stations.
So that would be N38.
And which one was this again? What was the police department number?
D32. So wait,
D32.
so the people that they mentioned.
Julius Stratton.
So what are the ones we have messages for?
We have Edward Fisk and we have Carolyn Merrick.
Okay.
And which one was Edward Fisk doing?
Edward Fisk was the second,
He was the one that.
and he was in B.
Yeah.
We don't have Francis Long's
When
message.
you were talking about the 4 murders.
Yeah.
Which one was? He was the one that was stabbed.
Oh, he wasn't married.
He wasn't one of the ones listed.
Yeah.
He was 5 and
That's what
So
I-
Julie.
We don't have Long's message because the guy won't let us interview the dude. So the playbill.
So the four Moors are Francis Long, Carolyn Merrill, Anthony Jackson, and Julia Straut.
That's what he's.
And then we have the fifth message.
The fifth message was
So there's
Edward
five. There's
Fitz.
5 in total.
Yeah. So we have 2.
Okay, cool. But you said what was it?
N38.
38. Let's see what we can get here because I like some graffiti. In 38, yes. The main station and platforms of the train station are sheltered by high glass ceilings, and you're glad to be out of the rain. There are a few travelers waiting for the connection. The early morning rush has long since subsided. You notice that every so often, people further down platform 2 point up the footbridge and engage in heated conversation before moving onward. As you get closer to the footbridge that spans the tracks, you can clearly see daubed across the bridge in 6 feet high yellow lettering the phrase "fourth dash
4. All right.
turn to you, comma O Hoster."
Turn to you.
Hastur, sorry. HASTUR, exclamation mark, one of the big ancient gods. Turn to you, O Hastur. We raise our hands and voices in prayers for an answer.
All right. Hands and voices.
Yep.
And voices and prayer to you.
In prayers for an answer.
All right.
You ask a uniformed employee carrying a bucket of whitewash and a ladder about the graffiti. You should have seen it this morning. What a mess. Some idiot wearing a hood decides he's going to paint a crazy message across my bridge. He just clambered over, held on with one hand, and started sloshing paint around. When the boys from the office tried to get him down, he threatened to jump and kill himself. So we're starting to get a little worried. The 7:20 Islesbury commuter's coming down the lane fast. He finishes the writing, and Ernie yells at him to get down again. Then he looks at Ernie dead in the eye and shouts something about how it's all too much to know. Carcosa is coming. He must have lost his footing on the wet struts. Suddenly he tumbled right underneath the wheels of the locomotive. And that was the end of that. Bright mess to clean up, and the police have been all over our feet, have been under our feet all morning. Ernie swears the man jumped when he saw this big guy covered in flour looking at him, but I don't know about that. You thanked him and head to the street.
All right. Where's Julia Stratton?
Where is this Fincher guy? Why is he covered in flour?
Baker.
No, I think he's just like covered in flour just to look whiter. Like it's part of the ritual.
Or he's a creature.
M68.
M68.
So, we have Stratton, that was claimed. He was the one that got.
So we have
chased.
3 messages. The only ones we don't know is Francis Long because we can't talk to the
We
witness.
have to find the playbill. That's the only thing we know where it's been written down.
Oh yeah.
And then we have
And
this
Fincher
guy
was
is the
like-
guy that got chased down and hit by a car.
Yeah, with the he looked terrified. Said witnesses.
I'm always afraid if we go to his place, we're not gonna.
Well, he got run down in front of his place, right?
Oh okay.
I don't.
I don't recall that.
Well,
But we're going to it. M68. Let's do this. All right. The door is opened by an elderly woman who looks as though she has been crying. You inquire after Mr. Stratton. And she tells you that his family is over at their church, the Temple Baptist in East Town.
Temple Baptist.
I'll write that. Temple Baptist. And I guess I don't have to write down East Town, but I'm writing down because I have pen and paper.
E5.
E5.
All right. As to the whereabouts of the body, she doesn't know where it is at the hospital.
Don't care.
She doesn't know whether it's at the hospital still or has been moved to Mr. Mayhole's funeral home. You ask the woman what happened to Julian. I don't rightly know. He went to the opening night of the new play over at the Manlay. He was supposed to be meeting his friend from the bank there. He came back around 10:30 with a haunted look in his eye. He said he thought that someone was after him, Anyway, he decided he'd better be off going to the police and telling them, and he went off. That was the last we saw of him. He was hit by a car.
So when would he have had the chance to say something? It sounds like he went to the play, right?
Oh yeah, he went to the play.
And he was horrified.
Where are you going? There's Speakeasy, the church, the funeral home.
The aisle?
What?
The church. I guess he didn't tell the family anything.
Yeah, it doesn't sound like he just came home and he's kind of like,
I guess we can try to hunt down. Where would Finch be? He's staying with a friend in town.
Speakeasy to
All right. What number?
and
M4. Good luck.
This is when I think this is when the real. That's the start of the game for us.
I mean, this is what the book has 8, but there's an additional one 9, so this is 3 out of 8 or 3 out of 9.
You rap softly on the door to Arkin's much frequented speakeasy and are admitted by a burly doorman. You head to the bar and order yourself a drink, asking the barman about the actors from last night's play. He gestures with his bar towel towards a snug where the sounds of raucous laughter can be heard. They have been in here since last night and run up a huge bill, that's for sure. There's another man here with them. But he left this morning, telling them to meet him at his lodgings. I don't know where that would be, but I bet the guy works in Tartanowski's bakery.
Tartanowski's bakery.
He was covered in flour. He did leave $15 to cover the tab. They've already burned through that, though. Looking close, you see 2 men and a woman, deeply drunk and laughing in an unsettling fashion. The barman probably would not appreciate the police being called to the bar. It creates some awkward questions for the owners, employees, and the 4 off-duty cops playing poker in the corner. You call a couple of Garrison's reliable officers, whom you can rely on for discretion, and meet them a few minutes later. They agree that they will lie in wait for the villains to emerge and arrest them in the street. They grin and wave goodbye as you continue the investigation. Take requirement card 4.
4? Flour. Chanowski's bakery. Why do you say Chanowski's bakery?
So, is that it?
Yep.
All right, so you have the bakery to go to, the church, the funeral home.
Last thing.
Where is this guy?
I mean, I'm assuming
Chanowski's
this is going to
bakery?
be at the Chanowski's bakery, and that's why we need the requirement card. So
Alright.
at least we'll have 4 clues.
So
maybe?
give me the.
So, do you want to go for for the first or try for the last?
M46.
46. I'm going to go to the bakery.
M.
We're not going to get the first message.
This is the first
This
message
should be the first message.
because he'll have the
Right, that's
playbill.
true. Well, I think he's just important to have in general. Is that
Yeah,
M46?
M.
46.
M or N?
M. I'm going to say it
Michael.
right now. Tartanowski's bakery. The Tartanowski's bakery is closed for refurbishments, but you can hear raised voices through. But you can hear raised voices through a first floor window. You duck under the canopy and decide to eavesdrop on the conversation between 2 men. One of them seems to be very angry, yelling about the missing piece. The other voice is reassuring, but definitely submissive. You consider calling the police immediately, but decide instead to see if you can find anything more incriminating. Pushing 2 loose boards aside, you enter the bakery. The voices are louder here, the angry man shouting about missing the opportunity to bring Kosa to Earth if the incantation is lost. He rants about a mistake made in the theater last night that appears to enrage him. Suddenly the voices above you are silent, and you hear footsteps coming down the stairs into the room where you stand. The adrenaline surging in your veins, you throw yourself down behind a wooden workbench. Your luck holds, and the footsteps reach your room and move off elsewhere. Cautiously, you peep out of your hiding place. You realize you have been holding your breath for what seems like minutes, and you let it out with a long sigh. If you have a requirement card 4, proceed to supplemental encounters at page 56 and read entry 4.
So we only need 4 messages because it would have been 5, but they failed because Carcosa didn't come. So,
Hopefully.
yeah, hopefully this is.
Mistake made at the theater.
Hopefully that is a mistake.
One of the missing pieces. Which piece is missing?
Maybe this guy got killed before they could
56. 4. Holy shit. You spot some flowers spilled around the cellar door and footprints leading downstairs. Recalling the information about the shaven-headed man whose clothes are often dusted with flour, you decide to investigate. The cellar proves to be a warm, drying area. Around the room are dozens of sacks of flour, and more of this white powder covers the floor where it has been spilled. More interestingly, there are several stools around a low table in the center of the room. On the table you can see a flyer for last night's performance of The King Cometh, and written on it is the phrase, first dash.
First dash.
Hear us as expectant.
Is it AR?
Yes.
Okay, hear us as expected or inspected?
Expectant,
Expected.
comma.
Mm-hmm.
We raise our faces.
Okay.
To smell the air. For hatred. Period.
Okay.
We strain our ears.
Oh. We strain our ears or years?
Ears.
Ears.
For the sound of love. Dot, dot. A shudder runs down your spine as you read the words. The names of the actors are also listed on the playbill. Playing Casilda is Evie Klasnick. Playing the stranger is Thomas Fincher. Playing
Should I be
Casilda,
writing this down?
maybe just the first names of the actors.
Alright.
Evie
Start.
Klasnick. We already have the last names for them, so just fill in the first names.
Oh, yeah. Oh, wait, so what was it?
Evie Klasnick.
Evie.
Yep,
Okay, sure, that's close enough.
that is it. Thomas Fincher.
Thomas Fincher, he's not. Oh, Thomas Fincher.
Fincher.
Got it.
Silius Barnes
That's Silius.
and Michael Gorski.
That's going to be points.
But not only that, also in a different hand on the table amongst some other papers are a list of names. And that name list would be the same one that we got from Mr. Ticket Holder. All the way to start with. There is also a door at the far end of the room with a peculiar locking mechanism on it. There are 6 tumblers, each with 5 letters on it. The first tumbler has F, W, G, H engraved on it. The second has P, A, X, T, C. And the third is blah, 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 blah. The tumblers can rotate to spell a word. If you can think of a 6-letter word using the letters on the tumblers, which is also connected to the cult's ritual incantation lines, proceed further down this requirements section and read entry number 8. Otherwise, you'll need to return later if you want to access this door.
So there's something here in the errata. What is a quote-unquote requirement as referenced in both supplement encounters number 4 and number 8? Is that number 4 or 8?
This is number 4.
In these entries, the supplement encounters are mistakenly referred to as requirements. Requirement equals supplement encounter. Whatever that.
Yeah.
Sorry. It's a supplemental counter section, but it's called the requirements section.
Okay.
That's all.
If we can figure this out, we can go to it.
Yeah. So,
So,
okay, so the first line,
All right.
F, W, G,
F, W, G,
H,
H,
N. Second line, P, A, X,
P, A, X,
T, C.
T, C,
Third line, J, M,
J, N,
O, R,
R,
S. Number 4, C, E, F,
C, E, F,
T, I.
T,
Number 5, G, R, C,
G, R, C,
C, U.
C, U,
Finally, I, R, L,
I, R, L,
V, U.
V. This is accurate, correct?
Yes.
I mean, no, I meant like,
yeah, I'm pretty.
Would you like to take a picture of that? I was going to show it to the camera as well. There's somebody watch it.
It's accurate.
These are I'll let you take a picture.
If you can think of a 6-letter word using the letters on the tumblers, which is also connected to the cult's ritual incantation lines, proceed further down this requirement section. Read entry number 8. A 6-letter word connected to the incantation.
All right, let me read all the incantations.
Sure.
First, hear us as expectant. We raise our faces to smell the air for hatred. We strain our ears for the sound of love. Except that we, the mute, lame, stupid, dull, weak, offer ourselves to the darkness. Sleeping, we turn our blind eyes to the hunter's killer, for the Carcosa lies. Lies turn to you, O Hester. For their Carcosa lies turn to you, O Hester. We raise our hands and voices and prayers for an answer.
Hester. Boom. Okay, we thought of it. Requirement number 8.
Wait, did we get it?
You did. Hester.
Hester.
The god Hester.
H-A-S-T.
Yep, alright.
Boom. Awesome. Requirement number 8. You feel fairly confident that the police know that you are here should you get in trouble. So you begin to gently click the tumblers into place, spelling out the word. If the word you have chosen is Hester, then continue reading.
It totally was. No, yeah, we totally got that.
If not, the lock refuses to budge, and you cannot go to this section again. Ever. But it was correct. As the final tumbler rotates to the letter R, you hear a soft click and trying the door handle, find that it turns freely, allowing you to access the room behind.
Cha-cha-cha!
With sweaty palms, you wrench the door ajar and peek inside. At last, you have stumbled upon the cult's inner sanctum. The room beyond the door is dimly lit with dozens of candles dripping wax onto their stands. The walls are hung with dirty and patched yellow cloth. And sitting with his back to you is a massive man. He is stripped to the waist, and his body is anointed with angry welts, where he has been indulging in self-flagellation. Perfectly, he wears a pale mask that is completely blank. Not even eye holes interrupt its empty smoothness. He does not stir as you push the door open. He appears to be in deep meditation. On the floor are 5 scraps of paper containing the incomplete incantation. You look up, and the sight at the end of the room sends you recoiling in horror, sprinting back to the cleansing arc and rain. This sight will haunt your dreams until the day you pass from this world. You shudder as you recall the shaven-headed man with a appalling blank mask, seated facing a wooden throne. He was clad in shreds and patches, mere wisps of imagination, and he was speaking with a consumptive, rabid, tearing hiss. Speaking of his servant, the shaven-headed murderer, speaking of doom Carcosa. That was it.
Okay.
Sound like you found Spencer.
Yeah.
Good.
Let's take the book.
Ooh, that was a good last turn.
Yeah,
That was a really good last turn.
That-
Wow.
Thank you, speaking.
Good timing. Woo.
All right, we ready for these 10 questions?
Oh, we're going to screw them all
Now
up.
we are.
All right. What happened at the theater?
Yeah. They attempted a ritual to Hoster, and they missed 5 pieces of the incantation.
Ritual failed. That's all right. Oh yeah, this is spoilers territory. Just there's somebody watching.
Oh.
So. And also it's archived, so if people watch. All right, 2. What was the name of the shaven-headed murder? Thomas Fletcher.
Yes.
This is going well so far.
Well, they always throw us curveballs the last question.
What were the names of the other cultists? We have those written down. Evie, blah, blah, blah. We have both the first names. Evie Klansnick, Silas Barnes, and Michael Gorski. All right. 4. What were the names of the 6 people the cult hunted? Oh, 6?
6.
So we have Francis Long,
Yep.
Edward Fisk,
Yep.
Carolyn Merrill,
Yep.
Anthony Jackson,
Yep.
Julie Stratton,
That's 5.
Julian, Carlton Rich.
No,
What
because
happened to Rich?
No, he was.
Rich shouldn't go because he's at the Rotary
We
Club.
went to
Oh,
their
yeah.
house. It wasn't him or.
No, not Penelope. We didn't look into David.
So is there 2 people left or just one?
Well,
So-
Penelope and David.
Okay.
Don't know.
So Abby and Carlton Rich didn't go. So that leaves 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 2 of them are not gone after.
Penelope or...
No, Penelope, yeah. So we'll assume Penelope is...
No.
And David, I guess. So that means Lauren Reed was one. So Lauren Reed and David are the only 2.
Oh, so it's-
So Francis Long, Edward Fisk, Carolyn Jackson, Julian. That's 5. And that leaves Lauren and David.
So did Penelope go with her? She's going to go with her friend.
She went with a friend. She got 2 tickets.
Yeah, she won
So
tickets.
she probably went with Lauren Reed.
I'm assuming Lauren.
Okay, so we're going to say Lauren Reed.
So, or did we go with the other guy?
We didn't even touch David.
I mean, we grabbed.
But I thought, well...
We didn't touch Lauren.
Was it implied that the last guy went with a friend? Or I don't remember what...
We don't know anything about Julian. He was just going there.
Yeah, he just said he went.
But I'm going to say Lauren.
You're going to say Lauren?
I'm going to make it, unless you guys feel strongly about
I don't
David.
have any strong feelings.
Because I mean, well, actually, no, it could be.
I was thinking David, but
All right, we'll go
Maybe
David.
the two of them didn't go, and then David was
One of them probably didn't go,
I mean,
and then the other one was
right.
not
That's why I
going.
was thinking. But I'd go with David.
All right, we're gonna go with David. So we're at. All right.
Unless this is like a non. Well, they said they were chasing or hunting.
The hunted, the cult hunted. David and
The rest of them.
yeah.
You should have.
Well, I was going to write down. All right. What are the 6 lines of the Summon Carcosa incantation?
Oh, I
Recite
guess-
as many as you're able to.
6.
Sick.
Well, they said the
Okay.
6 people that are hunting, so we have 4.
I get the first 4.
Shit. He had 5 people. He only had 5 scraps of paper in front of him.
Well, maybe he was supposed to get the entire front row, and then people didn't show up, and so.
He missed the incantation.
So if he had 6 and there's 5, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's only 10. All right.
I think there's
Well,
one.
plus he had the one scrap.
What? No, he had the playbill.
Well, that was the first one.
Yeah, so he had the first 5 because he successfully killed, or
Right, so he's missing 1.
he's missing one. We all missed one.
Right, and he's missing 1. That's why he.
We're missing 2 because there's 6.
I'm
in
saying
Yes,
we're missing
but
2. I'm saying he's
We're missing 2, but he's missing 1.
Okay.
Right.
So we just didn't find the last person.
Yeah,
Alright.
which I
Which
think
is probably
I think it's-
Usher.
No, I think it's the guy that got ran over.
Well, then why are they? Okay, we'll
So the
find
guy
it.
who got ran over was
I'm curious why they say what are the 6 lines if there is only 5
there's
guys.
6.
There's 6 people that they hunted.
He
Yeah.
found 5. And remember, the people at the bakery were
I
bitching
think
about
the guy
them
that-
missing someone.
I think the guy that got hit by a car
Is
was
the-
supposed to have a line,
Yeah.
but he died before they could.
Yeah, we didn't go to the church or. All right.
You're right. Okay, so he didn't get the line, and therefore it's one of the ladies or the other person we didn't check that was.
That's what I'm.
I see what you're talking about.
All right. 6.
He missed an entire thing.
Why did Abby Cosgrove miss the play? Gin with a dude.
Hanging out with what's his name?
She just said she met some guy at the bar who was happy to share a gin with her.
I thought you
She's-
said his name too.
Yeah.
I mean, they were supposed to meet with Edward Fisk,
Which they did.
but Edward Fisk went to the play.
Yeah, but she
Yeah,
met a
she
guy
was
at
at
the
the- yeah,
bar.
she was at
But they didn't mention the guy's name.
I thought they gave her a name.
I don't think so.
I don't think.
All right. 7. How did the construction worker Eddie Rollins get injured, and which body part did he hurt?
I didn't
Well,
know. Well, missed that one entirely.
Well, wasn't he at the train trolley with the guy up above and fall? No. Okay.
Well,
I don't know.
Eddie. He was just called Eddie.
Yeah, I assume that's
But
probably.
he wasn't a construction worker. That dude was a train guy.
Okay. All right, we don't know that. Who are the Randallsons? The Randallsons. I wonder if that's like Julian's family. I almost said Julian's family. We didn't explore that.
Could also be. What's up?
I mean, we never went to the library either.
Yeah.
That's my guess, unless you guys have better
I
guesses.
bet the library is just going to explain the ritual.
Probably.
Yep.
All right. What is the Randallsons' connection to Nocturne, the dream narcotic?
There's a whole drug thing to this.
Well, one of the things
newspaper
mentioned.
mentions that the newspaper mentions that Noctum is becoming a popular drug.
Yeah.
Yeah, and one of the things I read, one of the people referred to that as.
All right. That's
Noctum heads.
This was a little side plot.
why was the Miskatonic University geological expedition being delayed?
Oh, that's interesting. That's the newspaper. What the fuck is this thing? There we go. Unknown case system. Worker Eddie Rollins of downtown Arkham was clearing debris and discovered cavern network that stretches under the Miskatonic River. Rollins broke his leg in his discovery. However, Miskatonic University geology specialists have called this find remarkable and intend to mount an expedition to explore it after
So it's just.
Well, he
Wait.
broke his leg.
Yeah, that's 7. Broke his leg, and how did?
While
How
he was
did he get-
clearing debris and discovered a cavern downtown.
And I guess it was delayed because they wanted to explore that cavern.
I get the feeling, well, I'm sure there's a reason behind that. And I get the feeling, I wonder if Eddie is the guy that has the 6 scrap. Somehow.
Well, he wasn't at the show.
I don't know. Maybe, like, there's just a fucking 6
We'll
things.
find out.
All right. Answers.
Weird fucked.
What happened at the theater? The cult of Hastur performed a contact spell during the third act to gain the spell Summon Carcosa. Something went wrong and spell fragment into the front row of the audience. So ritual failed.
Here we go.
3
Plus,
points.
Sure.
What was the name of the shaven head murderer? Thomas Fincher. 2 points. What are the names of the other cultists? Silas Barnes, Evie Klasnick, Michael Gorski. 2 points if you have them all. 1 point if you have surnames only. So 2 points. All right. 4. What were the names of the 6 people the cult hunted? Francis Long, yes. Carol, yes. Edward Fish, yes. Anthony Jackson, yes. Julie Stratton, yes. And Lauren Reed. No, we picked that because we said not Penelope and not...
Oh, I chose David.
Well, no, we chose David not being one of them.
Oh.
That was when I said, like, I didn't think David. So we get 1 point each, so that's 6 points.
Awesome. Not that we checked more or
Should have.
Yeah, we just didn't have time.
Well, I picked the wrong one. I was going to either pick her or...
What are the
Hey, open
6
up.
lines of the Summon Carcosa incantation?
Yep.
1 point for each line you discovered, with an additional 1 point bonus for using the 6 lines to open the bakery cellar combination. Oh,
Okay.
7 points possible. So we got at least 1
5.
point.
We got that.
Oh, are you serious?
No.
All right, I can read all 6 lines. Ready? Hear us as expectant. We raise our faces to smell the air for hatred. We strain our ears for the sound of love. Except that we, the mute, the lame, the stupid, the dull, the weak, offer ourselves to your darkness. Sleeping, we turn our blind eyes to the hunter's killer, for there Carcosa lies. Turn to you, O Hastar. We raise our hands and voices and prayers for an answer. Unto the final nights, when 9 teeth jut up, lining the maw of living earth. Return, Hastar, heed us, your star steeds, Lord, the black night sky, return, Hastar, save us. The beginning, the first letter of the first word of each one spells out Hastar.
Whatever.
I mean,
Yeah, I mean, we got it, but, so we got 5 points.
yeah, we got
But that's kind of, I was kind of like laughing at that when, like, because they have H. Here's the thing. All right, why did Appy miss the play? She was drunk in the bar. I mentioned gin, so that counts.
Oh,
7. How was the construction worker Eddie Rollins injured in what body part? He fell into a large cave and broke his leg. We'll give ourselves that. Here where we go off the rails. Who are the Randalls? A Kingsport-based smuggling crime family. That was 2 points. What is the Randallsons' connection to Nocturne? They are smuggling into Arkham at the behest of Carl Stanford. That was 2 points.
okay.
And why was the Miskatonic University geological expedition been delayed? Professor Harry Peck has been threatened by the Randallson gang. That was only 1 point.
Yeah, I think the Randallson thing was always
Yeah.
supplemental.
Count the. It's like a red herring, but you get
Yeah,
bonus.
because we had points for
Count the number of locations you travel to. If they did not contain an actual written encounter, you should have kept track using time track.
Well, they all have written encounters.
Deduct 1 point for every location you traveled beyond 15. So that is 6. Alright, so that's. Alright, minus 6. So 5, 7, 13, 18, 19, 20. So 20 minus 6, we have 14 points right now.
Yeah.
Sanity penalties. If you read the copy of The King in the Yellow at the Heralding House, deduct 1 point
Actually, that's what happened.
from your score from the debilitating sanity. If you read Nameless Cults in the library restricting reading room, deduct 1 point to reflect the knowledge that you cannot unlearn. So we're at 13 points right now.
Yeah.
Final scores. Final score. 13 plus points. You win! That's all it says.
Oh.
13 or fewer than 13. Don't be too hard on yourself. This case awards fewer points than other cases. If you scored fewer than 13, Armitage feels the need to educate you on the Dreamlands. Turn to Investigation 4 supplement encounters. Read entry 6 before beginning the next case. If you scored 19 plus points, Armitage is quite impressed. In fact, so impressed that he challenged you to play the next investigation with the time tracker starting on afternoon of day 1.
Fuck that.
Take the morning off, he insists. So, would you...
being average is actually pretty good.
Oh, yeah.
Well, it's just not being... Yeah. Would you like me to read the solution?
Yes, please.
All right. As you enter, Henry grips you firmly by the elbow and steers you back through the door.
Stop touching me, Henry.
You won't want to miss this, he says cryptically as he leads you through the campus, then north into the Merchant District. He points across the intersection where a police paddy wagon is parked with its rear doors open. Several officers are pulling a large, heavily muscled, shaven-headed man out of the Tartanovsky's bakery, which has been closed for refurbishment. The fight appears to have gone out of him, but nearby officers who are nursing injuries prove that he didn't exactly come quietly. Come on, I think you've earned a meal and a sit-down while we discuss the case. It was a close-run thing, but I'm afraid the cult of Hastur will be disappointed. Carcosa, for the time being, is held at bay. The old librarian hails a cab, secures you a table together at the elegant University Spa restaurant. As you...
They have a fucking restaurant?
Yeah, a spa restaurant.
Oh.
Yeah. As you are eating your entree, Armitage lays the case out before you. I was right then about the deaths, and there was no coincidence there. That fiend we have just seen locked up was involved in each of them directly or indirectly. He seemed to be one step ahead, leaving chaos in his wake. He tortured and killed poor Francis Long and chased Julian Stratton to his death, but it was the play that was the root of all the misfortune that has occurred. Asperlock Colton provided helpful in determining just what they are after. A spell to bring Carcosa to Earth and doom the town to wrath of Hastur, the tattered king. Something went wrong with their contact ritual, and the spell, I suspected, was implanted in the minds of these occupying the front row. I had suspected the theater clerk Samuel Averold might be in the league with them. That was until I met him, and he furnished me with a list of patrons from the performance. I tracked each of the parts of incantations down. Carolyn Merrill's and Anthony Jackson's fragile minds had snapped with the power of the verse, and they took their own lives. Fisk's family, lucky for him, offered him to the care of the sanitarium, and there Leon Curtis learned his powerful words. I had to visit the homes of Long and Reed's sister to fit the other pieces together. Finally, the bond trader Stratton had written on a paper sticking out of his pocket along with his will. So we had to find his body. But we didn't know where it was. I tracked...
What was that?
What?
Was that the funeral?
It was either the funeral home or the church, because they weren't sure where the body was.
Mm-hmm.
So that would have been... I tracked the actors to the speakeasy after inquiring about them at the Manlay Theater, and then to the bakery. The leader of the troupe, our shaven-headed friend Thomas Fitcher, was holed up, planning his next move, and he came very close to recovering the parts he needed. The old librarian, a twinkle in his eye, raises a glass. To a job well done! So we went L4. Did we get to L4?
Yeah.
No, we didn't go to L4.
Was there something else?
That was... Oh, no, that was the cultist, so we did. We went to the cultist, the library with the requirement 1. Manlay Theater, Samuel's Home, Speakeasy, Tarnowski Bakery, Vincent Sutton, C11. I don't know what that was about. Then he went to Francis Long's home, Carolyn's home, train station, sanitarium, Lauren Reed's home, Ellen Parker's home.
I think that's the sister.
D54.
There's like a sister or something.
Okay. Church Street Cafeteria.
Yeah.
And the funeral home. So it was at the funeral home.
Damn cafeteria.
Yeah.
In 42, man. In 42.
It was,
too bad. That was a tough one.
no, that was a good one. That was like...
we barely.
I don't know what you're talking
That
about.
last day could have gone very poorly.
Yeah, and we might have slightly cheated because I don't know if we were allowed to look at the newspaper after once you start doing questions. So that's the only thing.
Totally.
But, I don't think we need to treat it. I think we got this.
Oh no, yeah, we did that good.
We survived. And in Cthulhu, this is the authentic Cthulhu theory experience. We barely survived. You're not supposed to win at Cthulhu. You're supposed to survive.
We did that.
Nice.
Thank God it didn't go to that play.
Yes. And it took us under 2 hours. So we did it. Victory. Thanks for watching.
As per usual.
If you're watching, if you're not Abby or Gerardo, Thursday we'll do another one. I guess I should read the next case because I also need to make the title card for the next one too.
They all die.
Probably no Abby and Gerardo.
What? No. I'm not even gonna. Investigation 4: The Slumbering Solace.
Cthulhu.
Maybe.
Alan is Cthulhu.
We
First
sure.
one was my favorite one, Shove in the Grove. Second one was Vampire. Third one's Hoster. This one's probably Cthulhu.
I don't know if I ever seen a picture of Foster.
Was Vampire connected to one of them? I assume each mystery has associated with its own god and mythos.
I'm looking at the answer right now quickly. Necronomicon?
Oh.
Maybe just.
Nothing cool.
Well, I know, but like maybe it's just like generic Necronomicon.
The second one? The Vampire?
Yeah, what is the creature?
I don't know if it's connected with any of the, what do you call them? Great ones.
This creature's name. Jedediah Cahill. Creature, skin, blood revive. It seems like just generic vampireness. I mean, there might be something, but like the only thing that's really jumping out is Necronomicon, Noah Cahill, Jedediah, vampire.
Doesn't sound like
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, that's just like Necronomicon, some creature there.